If you're working remotely, you are probably doing the best, most focused work of your entire career. But there is a problem. Your boss has absolutely no idea what you actually do all day. I was recently speaking with a friend of mine whose manager was based out in the US. This person was working incredibly hard from home or from office. He was hitting every single target. His manager was a good leader who always spoke nicely to him. But when the year end performance review came around, his pay increase was just average. He was shocked. He knew his output was excellent. Meanwhile, his peers who worked in the same physical office as the manager in the US got much better rating and better raises, even though their actual work output was lower. When he finally sat down and asked his boss why, the manager said this. He said, "Look, you are hitting all your KPIs, your day to day work is great, but you aren't taking on the extra leadership responsibilities or initiatives or driving new projects like the on site team members are doing." The frustrating part, in this remote worker's mind, he never even had the opportunity to take on those projects because, in his mind, those weren't meant for him. He wasn't in the building. This is what happens when you work remotely. In a physical office, visibility happens by accident. You run into the director in the hallway, you walk out of the meeting with your manager and chat about a new project, or you might end up meeting the senior vice president at the coffee vending machine. But when you work from home or from a remote location away from a lot of these things, that accidental visibility drops to zero. And when you realize you are out of sight, you usually fall into one of the two traps. The trap number one is the vanishing act. You keep your head down, you do great work, and you assume your output will speak for itself. Fact is that it doesn't. You end up just like the person in my story, passed over for the people who are physically closer to the boss. Trap number two is the always on button. This is the other spectrum, right? You are always on, you end up burning out. You panic. You try to prove you are working by replying to messages in 10 seconds. You attend every optional Zoom meeting or a Teams meeting. You stay online till 9 p.m., way out, way over your log out time. This will destroy your energy, especially if you're a naturally quiet person. Today, we're going to fix this. I'm going to show you how to build what I call asymmetric visibility. This means you don't need to be seen everywhere all the time. You just need a few smart, simple moves every week and make sure you get that credit and the promotions you deserve without actually having to burn out. So let's start. And here is the rule number one: the Friday wrap up. Right now, your manager does not want a massive list of every task that you did, every task that you completed this week. They're just too busy for that. What they really want to know is that you are handling problems so that they don't have to. So stop sending long status updates. Instead, every Friday afternoon, send a very simple 3 point email to your manager. You wonder what those could be? Point number one, your biggest win for that week. Point number two, a roadblock you cleared or a problem you solved. And point number three, your main focus for the next week. And that's it. These are the 3 points you need. And all it'll take is about 5 minutes. But look what it does. It frames you as a leader who thinks about the big picture, not just as an employee who's doing chores. You are controlling the narrative of your entire week right before your boss logs off for the weekend. And then rule number two, the camera on strategy. A lot of companies will tell you keep your camera on for every single meeting. And I'm pretty sure when I brought this topic up, you thought that I was going to ask you to keep your cameras on for every single meeting, but I'm going to ask you to do exactly the opposite. You do not have to do that. There is a very simple scientific reason why being on a camera drains your energy so quickly. On a video call, your brain is working twice as hard to read body language and eye contact that isn't really there. Plus, you're constantly looking at a mirror image of yourself, which keeps your brain on high alert. It completely drains your social battery. Think about it. Do you wave your hand bye when you leave a physical meeting? But then most of you do that, and I'm sure you are thinking about it right when I say this. Most of you do this when you are leaving a Teams meeting, or even if it is a one-on-one or a group meeting. A lot of us say bye and wave our hand. When we don't do that in a physical meeting, why do you think we do that when we are on an online meeting? Because that is your brain overcompensating for the lack of non-verbal cues you are sending and receiving. So here's what you do. You need to be strategic about your energy. Audit your calendar, look for the 20% meeting that actually matters. These are the meetings where decisions are made, where new projects are kicked off, or where the senior leadership is present, right? And for those specific meetings, turn your camera on, sit up straight, have a good lighting, and be intensely present during those meetings. For the other 80%, like the routine updates, the casual sync up meeting, or a stand up meeting that you have, keep your camera off and protect your energy. By doing this, you train your team to associate your face with high value, important conversations. See how powerful this can be? Now, let's move on to rule number 3, the public praise strategy. Now, if you're a quiet professional, you probably hate bragging about yourself in public, Slack, or the team's channel that goes across your whole team. It feels quite uncomfortable, doesn't it? So don't do it. Brag about someone else instead. Once a week, drop a message in a Teams channel publicly thanking a colleague for their help on a project. Say something like, "Oh, big thank you to Sarah for the help with the data on this month's report. We couldn't have hit our target without her." Or something like that, right? This works like magic. It creates a massive goodwill with Sarah because you're thanking her, and it shows that you are a supportive leader. And most importantly, it strategically puts your name and the success of the project in front of the entire department or your whole team without you having to say, "Oh, look how great I am," right? Using these simple 3 rules will solve the out of sight, out of mind problem. When performance reviews come around, your name will already be at the top of the list. But visibility alone does not put money in your bank account, does it? Eventually, you still have to know how to take that visibility, turn it into a conversation about your title or your pay, right? If you don't know exactly what to say when that moment comes, you will leave money on the table. If you're ready to stop being invisible, hard worker, and start securing the senior roles you deserve, I have built a system to help you get there. I recently launched a 60-day challenge. It is a self-paced, pre-recorded program designed specifically for mid-level leaders and anybody who's looking to start their career as a leader. All it takes is about 30 minutes a day to build a new habit. By the end of the 60 days, you will have mastered the art of influence. You will have the exact scripts you need to ask for what you want, totally customized to your specific situation using AI prompts that I have built into the program. The link is in the description below. Go grab yourself a spot. Before I leave you for the day, your homework for this week is pretty simple. Draft 3 bullet Friday wrap up email and send it to your manager this week. Take control of your visibility and hit that subscribe button if you want more career strategies for quiet leaders. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care.